Welcome to another edition of the Happy Ball Sports Talk podcast. Been a second since we've been back. I feel like every time we last talk, it's like, okay, we're going to do this weekly. And then we look at it and we're busy or there's not really a lot to talk about. And then all of a sudden, like we're knocking on the doorstep of the World Cup.
Like
So we talked
it's
and we are like,
tomorrow. It's tomorrow,
we
Glove.
have to talk about this. We have to talk about this. So today we'll talk through literally every single group. We're going to talk through our predictions all the way through the final. Uh, Coach, you've got a little story to tell as well, and I'm
Yeah,
glad we waited until today
I
because we
know.
wouldn't have had this story if we were supposed to record last night.
Yep.
Things
Today's
come up,
today's June
and
10th. Today's June 10th, Wednesday, June 10th, and we were gonna
9 p.m. Pacific time, we're
Yep.
recording.
We were gonna film this yesterday, and then the World Cup officially starts tomorrow in Mexico City.
Correct, where Mexico plays South Africa.
South
But
Africa.
anyways, here, start us out. Start us out. Give us a little primer here of your day to day. So you
Yeah.
work at the golf course over at Newcastle,
I
right?
work at the golf course in Newcastle, just a new job I got for the summer and just on the course. And I was actually a new thing at the golf course that where you can order food through the golf cart, and my job is to make sure it actually happens. And my first clients who kind of tell me that it works or didn't work happens to be some of the players from Team Belgium for the World Cup because Seattle's hosting Team Belgium here in Seattle,
Yeah,
and
so they're using like the Sounders facility down in Renton, correct? I think
correct.
is it Starfire?
I think so. Kevin said they're like 15, 20 minutes away.
Yeah, so they're down in Renton. Their home base is going to be here in Seattle for the duration of the World Cup, and I guess they had a little free time today.
Yeah, they did some morning training. From what I got from them today, they did a little bit of training this morning, then they had the afternoon kind of free, and then they had to make sure they got back to their. Um, but let me share maybe some of my screen with you
Well, here
guys.
before you start showing
Yeah.
some shots here, some pictures of the guys, were they nice?
Oh, the nicest. So I there was seven of them who came to the course. Four of them I'd say they were there just to kind of get out of the place. Maybe a couple of them really wanted to play in
Sure.
in a foursome. They were going a little bit slower. And then there was three of them who were like they really wanted to play some golf and kind of get around. They actually went ahead of those guys later on as I think it was around like hole six or seven, or even maybe hole eight. And the reason why I know that is because we had an ordering thing and they were trying to order and then they actually flip-flopped their order, so it kind of messed up the thing I'm in
What you were doing?
what I was doing. So it kind of helped us kind of like figure out what's going on and troubleshoot stuff. But it was great. I don't really like. I knew of them. I come into the pro shop, and there just happens to be a bunch of guys in these red jumper windbreakers, and just happens to be. I'm like trying to figure out what. I see all the logos. I think it was the IMG or something, and I was like,
And you got that B right
and then
there.
all of a sudden saw the Belgian flag, and I was like, "Oh, we got like the Belgium team here." And because we're on a golf course, and they actually do get a lot of like celebrities, Mariners and Seahawk players, quite a
Yeah,
few.
it's a nice course.
Absolutely, and it's a course where people come from all over. So that's the more and more I'm learning. Like first day I was there, or not the first day I was working, but one of the people I was training, she's like, "My first day I got to meet Dwayne Wade. I don't know who he is,
Yeah,
but I
right.
met Dwayne Wade," and I'm like.
Casual.
Yeah, so like that's the people that come here. They all go to like Chambers Bay, but like when it comes to the view and just like it's a nice tough golf course to play. They come to Newcastle.
And you don't have to walk it like Chambers Bay.
No, you're in a cart. I would not want to walk
Right.
this. This thing is hilly.
Yeah.
I'm in a golf cart all day for sure. Yeah. If I walk, there was a couple of people walking today, and they were nice and sweaty, and it was just say it was like it was a
All
nice
right.
sunny
Well,
day.
show the people the photos, the guys
So
that you were running into.
yeah, so if you can see that glove.
Good old Kevin De Bruyne, Courtois. Dude, what a squad.
Yeah, so this is our new foursome, when we're playing golf. Uh, um, so Charles is here in the white. Charles was
Do you feel good about the
he's
holding up the one? Do you
yeah,
feel good about?
I said one, the funniest thing is I said, "Hey, this is your last hole. Let's get a photo of you guys." But nobody hands me their phone, so I'm using my phone. So I'm just like, I guess I'll take a photo of you guys for myself. I tagged them, but I really doubt they could care less about the photos.
Yeah, right. They get tagged they're probably getting tagged like every second right now.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
these are the three main guys that you were with.
These are the three guys that I was kind of with. I got to interact with all seven, but these were the three that were more, I'd say they're a little more serious about their round of golf.
Yeah.
So you have, if you want to, I mean, this is Kevin, who's in maybe he might be
He,
changing where he's
so
playing.
yeah, so he's in Serie A now. So he plays for Napoli. He's known for his time at Manchester City and arguably one of the best Premier League midfielders, at least most highly decorated from a trophy standpoint, ever. So
Yep.
quite the pull there. And then Courtois starts for Real Madrid
Yep.
as a goalie, and the other name is escaping me in the
This is
moment because
Charles.
I
Can you
don't
see it
have
on
it.
there? It's
Yeah,
Charles.
yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So,
So I
so
labeled
Charles,
I labeled these ones. This is Charles. Charles plays for a Europe Italy
so
team,
he plays in Italy as well. He plays for
like the Atlanta
at
team.
Atalanta.
Atlanta. Atlanta.
Atalanta. You got the
Well,
little Italian accent.
Charles at the very end just said, "Hey, absolute pleasure meeting you. You're very hospitable and
That's
nice."
awesome.
And I said, "Hey, my pleasure. Happy to set the standards for a good American people. You know, like it's not all bad news."
They had a nice swing? Were they decent?
Charles definitely is out there. He can swing, but like he maybe the couple hits I saw weren't exactly the best, but he's still playing and he's on these two are playing all the time. Kevin
Yeah.
and Katoris.
That would make sense to me.
Yeah, the our goalie here, him and I talked a little bit because the clubs, he's just using the rental clubs, right? And that's what they're all using. So they're not using their usual clubs. He talks about the grip is a little bit thicker, and he's much taller, right? So he needs
Hmm.
a little bit of longer club. This is hole 16 on the green. So he's like, I'm just getting warmed up. I'm just getting used to it. So hopefully he'll
Dude,
come. Hopefully
you
he'll
know,
come back, and because we're the host city, so I really hope they like nobody really bothered or bugged them at all.
right.
Nobody really knew that they were there. It also it's a Wednesday. It was a great day, but
Yeah.
it wasn't like it was a crazy busy day on the course. So they
It was
kind
a
of had
little cold today too.
a little bit,
A little chilly.
which is why he's wearing his jacket versus like you know they were all layered up at first.
Yeah.
So they kind of kept their jackets on. But it was just really cool.
So I guess you have a second team now
Yeah,
for the World Cup
I'm
if the if slash when the USA gets knocked out.
yeah.
There's
So
a chance too, and we'll go through this. There's a pretty high likelihood that the round of 16 in Seattle, if both teams win their group and win the round of 32, is Belgium versus USA.
USA. So well, as of right now, USA hasn't stopped by, so me and Kevin are on the first name basis.
Well,
So
I think USA is down in Los Angeles right now.
yeah.
That's so
But
epic.
it was a crazy Wednesday. Didn't expect that. I've been texting, a handful of you guys that I know that like soccer, follow the World
That's
Cup.
gonna
I'm
be
like,
hard to beat as far as like famous guys that you might see at the golf course. That's gonna be a tough one to follow.
I mean, yeah, I kind of just started at the top, kind of more or less, I would say. But also, they had a great time. Nobody really knew who they were. Combination of, I would say, we're in America. America's naive to a lot of that. I mean, we were worried about the Knicks versus Spurs. So just
Right,
so
right,
if
right.
people didn't know, the Knicks just beat the Spurs to win Game 4 by a little last minute tip in.
They came back from, I believe, 29
29.
points down.
Largest deficit in NBA Finals history to come back.
Insane.
Yeah. So New York's on fire tonight.
So what you're saying is when Kevin De Bruyne signs with the Seattle Sounders in 2 years, it's basically because of the seed you planted today.
I hope so. I hope so. Hopefully Kevin will reach out and him and I can
Start
just
mentioning it that if he comes out again, start kind of sliding in like, hey, Sounders, nice. What do you think of the Sounders facilities? Like, what do you,
yeah, how
how do you like the feel? Because he's playing on Monday. So he'll know what Lumen feels like after Monday.
Exactly. It's crazy to just think like, good luck in your tournament, guys. Like I'm saying
Right.
good luck to them in your tournament. Who are you playing? I don't know. Everybody in the world. Like it's just a mind-blowing thing to have that conversation with somebody and say, good luck against the world.
It's insane. Yeah,
Right?
I can't believe what a great way to spend a random Wednesday at work.
It was cool. It was kind of crazy because the people at work, I mean, they're kind of used to it, so they're very low key, but we knew
Yeah,
that they had a tight deadline to get to, so we had to show them how to get back off the course halfway through the second half. They got like through 15,
yeah.
16 holes. Um,
And then just like skedaddled.
yeah, they had to get going so they could get to back to the hotel and actually eat their
Yeah.
restaurant food or whatever food that they prepared versus the hot dogs and brats that we served them.
Yeah, what you don't want is Monday comes around, they're playing, and they're talking. The commentators are talking about how they're running, that their legs look a little heavy. You know.
Well, I know that they didn't drink anything other than water and maybe some Diet Pepsis.
All right, there you go.
That's about it.
There you
So
go.
and then they did some fruit. They're like when it comes to golf, not too many people order fruit, but we have it on available, and they ordered some fruit. So like they're these are well-trained
They're
athletes.
locked in. I mean,
Yeah.
look, this is really these guys' last. I would assume it's their last World Cup for
Yeah.
Belgium.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
so this is quite the opportunity for them. So I imagine they're pretty locked in.
It was
Especially
just
they have a pretty winnable group, which we'll get to.
yeah. Should
There's a
I?
good, but there's a good chance they get through their group and they're pretty fresh going into the knockout rounds. Uh, and plus, because they're in Seattle, they're not going to have to deal. Of course, I say that as I think we're supposed to get a heat wave next week, but they're not going to get the same heat that some of these other teams are getting down in
Yeah.
Miami Heat.
Correct. Now Monday is supposed to be warm. It's supposed to be in the mid 80s, which
I have seen as high as like 92, but I've noticed it's starting to drop a little bit.
yeah.
So yeah, so I guess great story. Let's hope you see him again. Let's hope you see some other guys, some
Yeah.
other teams.
I
Hey,
will
if
keep
any
you posted.
random international squads or team managers are listening to this and they need a recommendation for a golf course, head over to Newcastle
Newcastle, yep. And see
and
that
that's
just
where
yeah,
the where the real ones go.
ask for Spencer.
Ask for Spencer. That's right.
As for me, I'm happy to join any team. You want to just pay me an X amount, we'll work out that agreement, but I'll literally hang out with you guys, show you the city,
Well,
and
we
just be
we
your
accept
liaison.
we accept team gear in large and what do you XL? You're a
Yeah,
little bigger than I am.
yeah, I'll take an XL and whatever, and then tickets to a game. I love this
Yeah,
game.
get to a
Hey,
game.
I'm here to root for you.
Yeah, if you
I'm
need.
here. So that was my favorite thing at being at the golf course. We just talked golf. We didn't talk soccer or football. That's another reason why I think America, like we don't. If we were in Mexico, there would have been hundreds or thousands of
Well, yeah,
people
it's more recognizable.
waiting
Whereas
for
here
these
you,
guys. Here in, yeah, they can
I
fly
always
into LA.
say, I always say that here, if you're a star soccer player, typically, like you can go to the grocery store.
Yeah,
No one's really gonna stop you. I mean, unless you're Messi, right? Like
yeah,
that status.
but that's it. That's it for Americans. So like even if Kevin does come to let's say Seattle, like he can kind of live more or less a regular life and people not really bug him. And that's what I think that's the other cool thing was they kind of felt like maybe on the golf course they're not going to get bothered and bugged and they can just be themselves. And
Hmm.
that was just a nice thing just to they get to be who they want to be in that moment and not have to put on a face. And they're just the nicest guys. So I
I
got
love
nothing
it.
but great things to say about Belgium. But you ready to help me pick out some teams and who's
Dude, yeah.
going with what?
So I put together just to give a little background here and transition over. So what we're gonna do is I put together a little bracket challenge thanks to play.fifa.com. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through every single group. We're gonna make predictions.
This is for Happy Ball. This is for
This
Happy Ball
this is for
Sports.
Happy Ball Sports. We're gonna make predictions. I actually made my prediction, so I guess yours is going to be more. If you want to do ours, it's really going to
I,
be yours. If you want to make
well,
decisions,
you say it's me, but really I'm going to say it's ours.
And I might convince myself to change some of mine as well. So
I'm gonna lean on you, Glove. You're gonna be my help because I know some
you
countries, but
know,
like, dude, I did the EA Sports, but that was in 2018, 2019, man.
so
Like, I don't know, I don't follow it like as much as I
you're
should.
going to notice here's the difference between previous World Cups. You're going to notice a lot more teams because there are more teams. There's more teams in this World Cup, which means more teams move on to the knockout rounds.
Okay.
So the top 8 third place teams move on.
Okay. That's why
Okay.
I saw something. All right. So let's dive in because this
So
is
you
gonna
have an extra round of knockouts. So instead of starting at 16, you're starting at 32 once you get to the knockout rounds. So there's just more games, there's just more teams. Because of that, there's not really like a marquee, like a true group of death. There kind of is. As I went into this, there are a couple that I'll point out. Uh, I really thought going into this it would be easier to pick the groups, but I got hung up on a few. And let's see if you do the same.
okay.
So we'll
So
start with Group A. We're just gonna
yep.
go start from the top.
So
My thoughts on this one is Mexico's be playing a lot of basically home games.
yeah,
I like Mexico to win this group.
I think so
Um,
too.
I put South Korea second.
Okay.
I put Czechia third.
How's this work?
And then I put, so you select them in order. So
Uh,
once you fill you can drag them up and down.
got it. Okay.
You can just fill it out. Yeah. So just click it and then you can drag it.
Perfect.
That's how I have mine.
Wait, so do you think South Africa is going to be last?
I do.
Okay.
I don't know
I
much.
do believe in Mexico and I think South Africa or sorry, South Korea or Korean Republic. I think they're being that they have some great talented players that are in Europe. I think that should be enough.
Yeah. And then South Korea's got some quality. I mean,
Yeah.
Sun plays for them. I really like, I mean, it's hard. Any game with Mexico in this World Cup is going to be a pressure cooker for the other
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
So it was hard for me not to pick them first. It might be tight with South Korea, but I do like Mexico.
All right.
So Group B to keep this thing going, I have the exact same thing you just clicked.
Cool. That's
Here's
what I
my
was.
reasoning.
Yep. Give it to us.
So, and you're probably going to be like, well, Matt, you just said Mexico is first. Well, the only reason I have Canada second is because I saw a stat today that for the game with Bosnia Herzegovina, Herzegovina. Oh my God, I've tried to say this name so many times. My wife
Yeah.
says it perfectly, and I always mess it up. B and H are boys. Apparently, their game there. It sounds like Bosnia Herzegovina is actually going to have more fans at the match than Canada will because of how many Bosnians live out here and are traveling to the game
Oh wow. Now you're talking about like in Canada?
in Canada. So I have Canada possibly getting upset, which is why I have them second, and I have Switzerland first.
So could they be a third place team that's on the bubble? Either of these two countries, you thinking?
I like this order. I like this order. Like I could see, I just could see this playing out this way. I don't know a ton about Switzerland. I guess I'm kind of giving them the benefit of the doubt as just like the European team.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong there. If I were to change anything, it would be switching Canada and Switzerland.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna leave it the way it is. I think Canada, hopefully, being that they're gonna be playing on their home soil, it should be into something that they win. But you know what? We know a World Cup, anything
Yeah.
can happen. Anything can
So
happen. So
in
I'm
Group C, I actually have the exact same order you do.
Brazil,
Um,
Morocco, Scotland, and Haiti.
yeah, so it's funny. Typically, historically, you'd think, hey, picking Brazil's probably the favorite. A lot of people really like Morocco.
Morocco.
Morocco's got a lot of quality. They did really well in the last World Cup. I believe they got to the semifinal. Um, I feel like for this World Cup, though, sometimes when there's so many people expecting you to do well,
Yeah.
and there's so many people expecting Brazil to just like not be what they've been, I kind of like to zig when people zag, and it feels like a spot where Brazil win the group, Morocco second, and then I put Scotland third over Haiti. Some people really like Haiti. This is gonna sound awful. The only reason I pick Scotland third is I love their away kits. If you have a sec to go check them out,
All
it's like
right.
a salmon color, beautiful jersey, and I want to see those continue in the knockout rounds. So
All right.
I have the
Well,
exact same thing you do for Group D or for Group C.
well, let's go. I'm gonna go a little bit quicker through this because I know you have a lot more, but I feel like let's give more of those talking points for people. Let's say at the round of 32 or 16, because
I'll
that'll
be
be more.
faster. I'll be faster. I'll
Yeah,
be
you're
faster. I
good.
promise.
I just know how much time we got. We got about 10 minutes or so. We want to knock out this.
Okay, I'll be
So
faster. I'll be faster.
now Group D though, is it Turkey, USA?
So I have USA winning the group, and that's some bias there. A lot of people agree with what you have with
Yeah.
Turkey first. Turkey technically has the more expensive roster. They've got, I think, some higher end players than we have. I just feel like USA from a starting 11 is just more solid top to bottom.
Yeah.
But wouldn't be surprised if Turkey won the group. Um, I have Paraguay last as well. The only reason I really just don't have Paraguay doing their thing is their striker got hurt
I
right
was gonna
before the World
say,
Cup.
I thought there was something with Group D that
And
someone's out that's gonna.
I will say, my algorithm, and I think it has to do with all the trash talk with the pundits between the USA and Australia. A lot of people really like Australia and what they could be. They did really well in the last World Cup. Don't be surprised if they do better in third as well.
Yeah.
It's a tough group, but I like that,
All
and
right,
I have the same.
let's go to Group E. Germany. I'm gonna say Ecuador.
This is the
Now,
closest you're going to get to a group of death.
because they just, I mean, I wouldn't say they upset, but they tied, right?
They beat France.
They beat France. Yes, they beat France
They
2-1.
beat France. They beat France.
Now, also, I watched a little bit of that France game. I feel like France was pulling guys off because they were trying to keep everybody fresh and healthy, so they didn't have like the guys that
France
were
has so
out.
much quality, and they played so much this year. Their players in Champions League, and like I guess I'm not too worried about them. I do think Cote d'Ivoire is going to do pretty well considering they're an African nation, and a lot of people are talking about the heat this summer. I've got Ecuador winning the group. I've got
I wanted to put Ecuador. I got friends from Ecuador, so I'm happy to cheer on Ecuador all day.
Ecuador is a spicy team. They were second in South America recently. So I've got Ecuador, Germany, Cote d'Ivoire, and then Curacao. Curacao, shout out, great away kit as well, um, off the Group F.
All right, we're gonna go Netherlands. So do we know if
Speaking my
Sweden,
language, man.
is it Sweden or Japan?
I like Japan here. Don't be surprised if Japan actually sneaks into the top of the group because Netherlands slips up along the way. A lot of people really like Netherlands to win this World Cup, possibly as a dark horse. But Japan is also being talked as well about as well. I have this exact same order for Group
All
B.
right, here comes my guys. Here's Belgium and England, or Belgium and Egypt, who
Mm-hmm.
probably will go 1-2. It's just kind of probably comes down to their match of who gets the point or who gets 3 points, right? So if they draw, then it could be a big factor of the other two games. I really don't
So
know. Iran or New Zealand, who's
yeah, so Iran actually has a higher World Cup ranking than Egypt. They have a pretty quality squad. I think with their travel issues with the whole visa situation with the USA that they have to deal with and having to travel back and forth for games from Mexico and back, I think that's going to take a toll on them. So I do have Belgium first, Egypt second, Iran third, and New
yeah.
Zealand last.
I think that's gonna be the biggest thing is like America is just gonna be the reason why because
Yeah,
we're just
it's a
making
tough spot.
we're making people jump through hoops because they're coming into our country.
Yeah,
It's a, unfortunate situations of what's going on in the world.
yeah,
Everybody should just be welcome at this point with this stuff.
yeah,
This is what you bring the world together is this.
yeah,
This
yeah.
should be it. It was just so, I mean, like I said, I just got to spend a few. few moments here and there with these Belgium guys. Nicest group of guys.
That's what
So
it's all
like,
about, man. I'm
yeah,
excited to see. So Group G is going to have a lot of time in Seattle. I'm excited to meet some of these fan bases.
absolutely. All right, I'm gonna go Spain. I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's what I
Am
have as
I right?
well.
Okay.
So I
We're
have as
gonna,
well. I think Spain's going to easily they could go undefeated here. I put Uruguay second. Just I like the South American squad. Saudi Arabia can be pretty good. They've got a decent squad. They played pretty well in the last World Cup. They might shock some people. I feel like the Middle Eastern teams definitely get overlooked, and they have some good quality.
absolutely.
So
And I think just like how USA and Canada we're getting more quality players, it's probably happening like that in the Middle East right now, slash
well,
some
there's just
African countries.
investment. There's investment, I think, in just the overall development.
All right, here we go. Group I, France. I'm gonna go.
Another group of death
Is
here, you
this
could
is this
argue.
a Senegal, Norway? All right, we
So
got
Senegal basically won the AFCON. Uh, so they're a quality team.
yeah, a little bit of controversy, right?
A
With
little bit of
how,
controversy.
but can they beat Norway
I think they can. I wouldn't be surprised. There's part of me that wants to switch these two. I'll be honest. I keep going back and forth.
like this?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
But I'm gonna go with this just because of what's happened and
It's the
let's.
weather for me. It's gonna be hot as hell. I think I give Senegal just because it's gonna be hot as hell.
Yep, little nod there. All right, Group J, Argentina. I mean,
Easy.
defending champs. Um,
That's Austria right there.
yeah, that's what I'm like. And then would we go? Is it Algeria or Jordan? What would you?
I went Algeria third, Jordan fourth.
Okay, I have nothing other than I know Argentina.
We don't spend too much time on that one. We can
All
just
right,
keep rolling here.
I'm gonna go Colombia, Portugal.
So that would be a bit of an upset having Colombia first. Not out of the question though. I also have the Congo third. I've got Portugal first, just because they have a really strong midfield.
Yeah,
But hey, like I mean, look, Colombia can absolutely do this.
I know Colombia is not like the favorite, but like just
It's
I'm
not
just
out of the question.
there's always gonna be something that doesn't make sense or someone upsets somebody, right? So
Well, and
these are my
sometimes in
these are
the
my
group,
random picks.
well, and sometimes in the group stage too, what'll happen is a team just they just get to the knockout rounds.
Yeah.
So
All right, Group L. I'm gonna pick England. This is the other thing. Do we go Croatia or Ghana?
I went Croatia. I'm going with the veterans on this one. I think Croatia's just been so solid the last few World Cup. They've just got such a. I mean, I think they are kind of aging a little bit.
Is England gonna be
Um,
first or is
I
Croatia?
do have England first. Yeah, I think England runs away with that one.
All right. So we've gotten through the whole group there. We are going to this part. So this is the third place. Pick the best third place teams.
Yeah, so I'll just go ahead and tell you mine, so we can go through pretty quickly here.
Yeah, we got
Um,
about
I
six
picked I
minutes.
picked just the top eight.
So you just
I
click
had
on top.
Iran, Australia, Algeria, Norway, Cote d'Ivoire, uh, Sweden, Czechia, and Scotland.
All right. Pick knockouts. Boom, boom, boom. All right, here we go. On June 29th in Boston, Ecuador versus Australia. I'd pick Ecuador.
Yep.
All right, next game, France versus Sweden. I'd pick France.
Got the same one.
Korea versus Canada in LA, potentially.
I picked Korea here because I think there's a strong Korean contingent in Los Angeles and in California. So I think it's going to be a pretty pro South Korea crowd.
All right, I'm gonna go Morocco versus the Netherlands. I'm gonna go
Not a bad pick. A lot of people would agree with you on that. I picked Netherlands myself, but that's not a bad pick with Morocco.
Portugal, Croatia. I'll go Portugal.
I would take Portugal in that situation.
Spain versus
Austria.
Austria. We're gonna go Spain.
Yep.
USA versus Algeria. Hopefully that's what happens.
Yep.
USA.
Yep. Yep.
And like you said, Belgium. Dude, if this is a reality, what happens?
Well, and guess who has tickets to that game?
You got, I'll say I don't, but I know Kevin. So
I got round of 16, dude. That's the game I'm going to.
that's filthy.
So that'd
Well,
be sick.
I better hope these Belgium guys come back to the golf course so I can get tickets.
Yeah. All right. Keep rolling. Keep rolling.
All right, Brazil, Japan, Brazil,
Yep, I
Germany,
got that.
Senegal. I'll go Germany.
Yep, I picked the same.
Mexico, Scotland, Mexico, England, Norway. We'll go England. Now,
Yep.
this could be a cool matchup, Mexico City versus England. So that'll be fun if that really happens. Uh, I'll go Argentina. I mean, they're defending champs. I'm gonna go Egypt over Turkey,
Okay. I went
and
Turkey in that one.
you're with Turkey on that one,
Yep.
just because of who they got.
Yeah, I think they have a little bit more top end talent. But I do think that that could be a close match.
Yeah, this is a happy ball sport, so I'm not I could be
Hey,
swayed.
don't let me convince you. These aren't
Hey,
bad picks you're making. I mean, your picture are as good as mine.
as of right now until tomorrow.
Yeah, right. I've got Switzerland as well.
All right, and then I will go. We'll go a little upset.
Oh wow. Okay.
Okay, and then we're gonna go back up in reverse order. I will go.
This is where our brackets are a little different because our
Yeah,
seating's a little different.
yeah. So I'm going to go Argentina to win that one. I feel like
Yep.
Argentina is gonna maybe not be in the final, but they're gonna go far.
Yeah, yeah. They're still quality. They still got good
This is
players.
crazy. Mexico versus England. If it's in Mexico City, I'm favoring Mexico. Now, this is only because I picked, and this is how the
I
matchup set up.
so
So,
I also picked Mexico in this match
okay.
because I think don't forget Mexico City is at elevation.
Yep. Yep.
So there's layers to it. And also you're walking into Azteca, it's one of the hardest places to play. If England did win that one though, probably one of the bigger wins they've had in a long time.
Yeah.
Continue.
Brazil, Germany.
I picked Brazil in a revenge from that Brazil Germany back in the Brazil World Cup.
Okay. USA. If this game's really happening, USA versus Belgium in Seattle.
So this is where my bias came in. I picked USA
Okay. We're in
because
My only
it's
issue
in
with
Seattle, man.
Yeah, my only issue with USA is I don't know if our like want our America and our crowd and stuff to be in on it, but like I don't know if our crowd's like
So I was at the Copa America against Ecuador 10 years ago, and it was epic.
okay.
So I think it's gonna be a great crowd. The only thing I worry about is one, we played Belgium in a friendly, we lost 5-2,
Yep.
and
That was just in
also
March.
our back line is leaky and our goalie is not solid. So um, we just need to just keep the firepower going. If we can catch Belgium on a bad day, uh, yeah, this was a biased pick, but I did pick USA as well.
Okay.
But if you pick Belgium, I'm not saying you're wrong. You know,
I'm gonna pick Belgium just
that's
because
thinking with your head, buddy.
thinking with my head. Uh but we'd love to
All
see
respect to
USA.
Belgium, by the way. I think as the Seattle team, like we love Belgium.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go now what do you think? Spain or Portugal? And we got about
Great match. I would
two,
go Spain. I would edge Spain.
okay, we got about 2 minutes. All right.
We can get there.
Korea or Morocco?
I'd go Morocco there. I think they're better.
Ecuador, France.
I think
France.
this France is all world.
All right, France versus Morocco. France.
I got France.
Boom. Spain, Belgium.
I'd go Spain personally.
Okay. Brazil, Mexico in
I've got
Miami.
Brazil winning that one.
And then usual suspects, Argentina. We're gonna go Argentina. And then
Yep.
this is where I think Brazil wins.
Yep.
And then I think
This is a toss up to me.
I, I think it's gonna be France.
Okay. We have the same final.
Okay. Now we have France versus Brazil. I'll go
I
France.
think France is too good.
I'm going France.
So
All
we
right.
have pretty similar.
There's
I also have France winning it. I also have them playing Brazil. I think Brazil makes it, and it's going to surprise a lot of people. But the more you look at how the bracket plays out with where their group places into the bracket, it's a pretty favorable schedule. And you have to remember location as well. They're playing in Houston, New York, and Miami. There's gonna be a lot of Brazilian fans
yeah.
there. So, not to say that there's not going to be a lot of Mexico fans in Miami as well, but for Brazil, it's not going to be like the other games that Mexico has, where it's all Mexican fans. It's going to be a nice contingent of Brazil. That's going to be a stadium of passion, baby. I mean, that is
I love it.
like you can't make it better than that, man. Brazil,
I love
Mexico
it.
would be insane. So, um,
All
yeah,
right.
I'll
We got
let you know if I change anything. But
perfect. Well, we're gonna follow this as we go. Follow along at home. Watch these games. Let us know what you guys think.
we're gonna try
Uh,
and post more, especially as the World Cup goes along.
yep.
Maybe after the group stage, we'll link up and do like a review.
Yeah, I'd love to do that. Let's do that. All right, we got about a few more seconds, but thank you all for watching another episode of Happy Ball
USA,
Sports.
USA,
And
USA.
we're gonna go win this thing, all right? USA is gonna win it all, even though
Happy World Cup, everybody.
enjoy. Peace.